And a good-natured back and forth between the players while we wait to get this one underway. Welcome to 2K Sports for another edition of NBA basketball. This is Kevin Harlan along with Clark Kellogg and Steve Kerr. Doris Berkeley reporting from the sidelines. And now a quick check of our starting lineups for both teams. First, for the Rockets, adding the backcourt, Jeremy Lin along with James Harden. And at center, the most dominant physical presence in the NBA, the elite defensive big man, Dwight Howard. Then there's Chandler Parsons, and it's Ashik in at the 4 spot. And for the Warriors, Curry and Thompson, the splash brothers in the backcourt. And at the pivot, a terrific defender and all-around player, the Australian sensation, 7-footer, Andrew Bogut. And there's Iguodala, and it's Lee in at the 4.
You know, it's very rare that you're going to be able to make the playoffs in the West without coming out with a winning record against the rest of the conference. And the Warriors knew that would be important in their quest for the playoffs, and they handled business against the West.
So Golden State will get the first possession. Bogut with the screen on Lin. Thompson for the triple. Rebound Ashik. Going for the Warriors, who fought so hard to get back into the playoffs. Last year, their 28-24 record against the rest of the West really helped their cause team.
Well, the toughest part of the Warriors' last campaign was a rough stretch of games in February where they dropped off a bit in the race. And, you know, a lot of those games were against Western teams. And if you kind of remove that month, their in-conference record is even more impressive.
Now Harden, after the missed 3 from Klay Thompson. Harden kicks to Ashik. Lead pass was put in just the right spot.
That's an efficient start for them offensively, working it inside for the easy 2 points.
Yeah, Clark, I think they can really attack this club in the paint. That's where they can win this game if they dominate there.
Now here's Lee. Dwight Howard grabs the board.
And for Dwight Howard last season, no doubt injuries held him back. But I've got to give him credit. I mean, he still led the league in rebounding with over 12 a game. Remarkable.
It's Harden with the drive. That's good.
Well, his body control is what I notice. I think that jumps off the page when you watch him play, even with a defender draped all over him. He's able to find a way to get to the rim and get the shot to go in.
And I know he's a fan favorite because he can catch fire immediately at any point in the ball game and just start pouring it in from all over the place.
Thompson misses. And for Howard, averages of 17-12. Not bad at the center position.
Yeah, but we're used to seeing him get 23 and 14. So, Dwight has worked hard to try to get back to 100%. When he's right, he is the best center in the NBA. But when he's right is the key phrase. That's like a layup for him. He's just wide open out there.
Here's Lin. To Harden. Harden gets a screen from Ashik. And James Harden with the 3. Harden's got 5.
Boy, it was an impressive turnaround for Mark Jackson and the Warriors last season. I mean, his promise of making the playoffs didn't come together in his first season at the Controls, but in year 2, they got it done. And I tell you what, most thought Mark would be a really outstanding coach, and he's well on his way to making that a reality.
6 to shoot. Thompson dishes to Curry. From deep three-point range. It's going to be a 24-second shot clock violation. They turn it over. Here in the first, just under 2.5 minutes played so far. All right, let's go over to the sideline with Doris Burke.
Look, Kevin, I had a chance to catch up with Mark Jackson. A lot of his strategy is focused on Dwight Howard, and rightly so. He said, we know Dwight can do it all, and it is going to take a 5-man effort to slow him down. He can finish, block shots, rebound. The guy is almost 7 feet of pure muscle, and there is just no way to handle him one-on-one. If there is a way, the NBA hasn't discovered it yet.
Thanks, Doris. And for Mark Jackson, there have been some questions. He had never spent time as a coach, even as an assistant. You know, I guess the question was, Steve, would he be able to take over the reins as a head coach?
Well, the biggest thing you want to do as an NBA coach is have your players buy into what you're selling, and Mark Jackson's been able to do that. His players believe in him. He motivates them. They like playing for him, and that's most of the battle right there.
Harden hits them both.
Well, it certainly had the makings of a great story. Harden versus his old team, the Rockets coming back with a big Game 5 win. If they could get Game 6, they'd be able to force that final 7th game and maybe pull off the upset, but it wasn't meant to be.
Iguodala gets the bucket.
Defensively, you cannot forget about him. He gave him a wide open look there.
Harden outside. Harden draws the double. Ashik, the pass to Lin. Another miss by Houston. Well, going back to the Rockets in the postseason, a lot of people had them picked to get steamrolled. But Steve, they put up a solid fight and really turned some heads with how they played.
Well, the easy answer was because of the Westbrook injury. That's how Houston was able to really take Oklahoma City deep into that series. But I think there's more to it than that. The Rockets have tremendous offensive firepower. I think they're gaining momentum as a franchise. And heading into this year, I think they're one of the scariest teams in the conference.
Smith checked in for Omer Ashik. That one drops. He ties it up.
Well, the Warriors going to the playoffs last season for just the 2nd time in 19 seasons, guys. Pretty incredible and remarkable, too. But it seems, as Mark Jackson said, things be a-changing in the Bay Area, and for the better.
Iguodala gets the curve. That falls. Nice speed that time from Andre Iguodala. Curry's got 5 now.
Great assist there. Led him to the perfect spot.
It's Harden with the drive. Misses from short range. And for the Warriors, a scrappy, hard-fought win over the Denver Nuggets in 6 games. They also, Steve, gave the Spurs a lot of trouble in the 2nd round.
They sure did. That series might have turned out a lot different if they hadn't collapsed in Game 1. But the Warriors showed tremendous resilience in bouncing back and really making that series so competitive.
And now the first timeout call here for the Rockets. Dishes it to Parsons. There's the feed to Beverly. Smith with a screen on Douglas. Shot clock at 5. Smith dishes to Beverly. To help the run. Nice D from Douglas.
Well, of all the things that Harrison Barnes did on the court last year, the one that sticks out to me was some of his dunks. I mean, his huge dunks. We're talking dunk of the year caliber stuff. The best one might have been him throwing it down on Nikola Pekovic early in the year.
Rockets trail by 6. We've got 1 minute left to play in the first quarter. And Parsons kicks to Beverly. Passes it to Montejunas. And some nice passing there by Houston. No good from Beverly. Going back to Harrison Barnes, his athleticism and dunking ability, probably the best on this Warriors team.
Well, they've got a lot of outside shooting and very skilled players. Barnes was really a perfect fit because he could play off of those other guys as a slasher by attacking the rim, but also spot up and be a pretty good three-point shooter in his own right.
And as a rookie, did he surprise you with this performance in his first year?
He's better than a lot of people thought. Wow, just a tremendous first quarter shooting the basketball for them, guys.
Yeah, when they put it up, it's gone in.
8-second difference between the shot clock and the game. Right side Garcia. Another miss by Houston. Warriors leading by 9. Pass to Curry. Feeds it to Barnes. And a great assist by Curry as that one goes in.
They've made one basket after another since getting this game started, and you wonder, is the blowout in store?
Too early to say that and go there, Steve, but it has been pretty ugly so far.
And as we conclude the first quarter, a one-sided game so far. Warriors lead by 11. Let's take a quick break now, and then it's on to the second quarter after this. And we welcome you back. Glad to have you with us as more basketball is on the way. During the break, the players getting refueled with Gatorade. They're looking amped up and ready to get going once again. And for the Warriors, this has been the game they wanted to have.
Just the start they wanted to this game. Solid offense. They got good ball movement. They established a nice rhythm.
Yeah, not stagnant at all. Free-flowing and fluid at the offensive end.
Garcia passes to Beverly. Back to Garcia. It's good from about 19 feet. Garcia's got the first basket of the second quarter for the Rockets. Warriors leading by 9.
You know, the Rockets did a lot to make over their backcourt last season as they brought in two big names in Jeremy Lin and James Harden. And that's not always an easy adjustment. Took a little time for both of those guys to figure out how to coexist in the pick and roll offense.
Let's catch up with our sideline reporter, Doris Burke. Doris, over to you.
Kevin, as everyone knows, the Houston Rockets landed the big free agent signing of the summer in Dwight Howard, and perhaps no one had a bigger role in that than Rockets forward Chandler Parsons. The two didn't know each other especially well a year ago, but Parsons called and texted Dwight every day, answering questions and selling Dwight on his chance to win with the Rockets. Chandler even changed his agent to Howard's agent early on. Guys, they become friends, and certainly no one more excited to have D12 in a Rockets jersey than Chandler Parsons.
They could make a great tandem. Thanks, Doris. And the first one drops. And Clark, as you said, it took some time for this Houston backcourt to learn how to play with each other, but that is the case for any duo. Eventually, Steve, they found a happier medium, and that initiated some great offense between them.
Well, they were much more effective down the stretch last season, Kevin, and I thought it really showed in the way Lin and Harden kind of played off of each other. So, you know, a lot of teams, they seem to want to have that second option for bringing the ball up or for attacking, and it is very effective to have a couple of guys who can each attack and create.
Logan, defended by Asher. A block shot on the way, and the Warriors take on 2 more. Out here in the second with about a minute and a half gone by. Timeout called, the Rockets. So here is Houston, trailing by 13. Here's Beverly, and it's sent back by Bogut.
Such a solid performance for them inside. The rebounding has been terrific.
Yeah, that's just one of the few things that have gone their way today.
Curry dishes to Barnes. There's the pass to Douglas. Lock at 6. Kicks it to Barnes. Fires from deep. Some solid defense from Parsons. Rockets trail by 13.
Harrison Barnes was thought to be a shooter more than a slasher when he came into the league, and while he's been able to be effective from distance, he showed off some of his incredible athleticism with his ability to get to the rim, too.
Parsons attacking. He feeds it to Beverly. 6 on the shot clock. All the dish to Usher. Parsons on the wing. Unloads. And that one hits back iron. And for Harrison Barnes, who's worked on his ball handling a lot to enhance his ability to drive.
Yeah, footwork, ball handling, passing. Those are the areas where he really didn't shine at North Carolina. But he's worked hard at his game, and he's rounded out his offensive repertoire really well.
Never seemed to blink. Handled the big stage, I thought, well.
Yeah.
Free throw good by Curry.
Well, you look at the turnaround last season for Golden State. A lot of it has to do with the steadying presence of Jarrett Jack and Carl Landry off the bench. Both players brought a toughness and a level of competitiveness that was maybe missing from the Warriors the year before.
And the Rockets making a change here. Harden's checked in, and both free throws good for Curry. And for the Warriors, such an impressive turnaround last season, but financial constraints, you know, Clark, make it tricky for them, make it tricky for anybody. Two teams together.
Well said, but I give the ownership credit for making the commitments necessary to put themselves in a good position going forward, Kevin. After such an impressive postseason showing, I think they want to continue that momentum.
Harden against Douglas. He passes to Barnes, and Ushit sends it back. Wow!
Things have kind of gone south for him here in the quarter.
He dishes it to Beverly. Good on the three-point shot. Beverly's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Warriors leading by 10. Curry kicks to Douglas. Douglas off the bench from his heel. Douglas pass to Barnes. Dishes it to Douglas. Curry. Some nice passing by Golden State. And again, it's the Warriors missing. Rockets trail by 10. And Doris Burke has a report for us from the sideline.
Well, gentlemen, one of the best motivators in all the NBA is doubt, and the Warriors had plenty of that prior to last season. Coach Jackson made sure to use it to their advantage, however. He would post up where the media predicted them to finish, usually near the bottom of the West. It helped them play with an edge, as David Lee says. That's why we're going to go out there every single night and play with a chip on our shoulder and try to win something wrong. I doubt they'll have that same resource this season, given how they finished, guys.
You're right about that. Thanks, Doris. Chandler Parsons, he's checked in for Houston. Outside Curry. He kicks to Bogut. And that one's good. Bogut's got 4 points this quarter. Rockets trail by 9. Harden right side. The feed to Beverly. A three. And another three for Houston.
It seems that every pass they make is leading to a score here. I mean, that's just exquisite ball movement.
Yeah, they're making the right play, they're working together, and they're just looking for the best shot they can every possession.
Curry can't get it to go.
He hit a three in the first, but so far has been unable to capitalize here in this quarter.
And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot two.
Guys, doesn't it feel like he treats every possession like it's his last one? It doesn't matter what the score is. If there's a loose ball, he will go into the stands trying to save it.
And he is also a tireless worker under the glass, Steve. More than a few guys have been on the receiving end of one of his elbows when the rebound is up for grabs. He uses his body very well.
The first one falls.
Tell you what, you got to give the Houston Rockets a lot of credit, guys. After losing their franchise players to injury and age back in '09, they've managed to rebuild this team without tanking for lottery picks or going all the way to the bottom of the heap. Very impressive.
Dwight Howard. He's checked in for Omer Asha. And that's good as he hits both of his shots. And for the Rockets, they've been very shrewd acquiring undervalued players, trading for draft picks. Steve, all in the hopes of swinging big trades for superstars.
Well, and then when they acquired James Harden, they finally got a cornerstone player. Now all of a sudden you throw in Dwight Howard, you've got another foundational player. So all these years of tinkering and trading and moving picks and moving players, it's finally paid off, and now he's got the team he was hoping to put together.
Harden against Thompson. Fires the three. And James Harden hits from deep. Harden's got 10 points in the game.
The screenplay worked ideally there, and I'm not talking about the screenplay you see in a movie theater. Gave him more than enough room to get that shot off.
That one wide left.
The defense better not make a habit of giving him that shot. I mean, he doesn't miss many of them.
Beverly, the pass to Harden. To the middle. Lynn. Passes it to Howard. Working on lead. Just 5 on the clock. There's the bucket. Good. And it's now only a 1-point Warrior lead. Golden State's gone 1 of 3 from way outside since the start of the second quarter. Curry kicks to Barnes. Back to Curry. From deep. Sinks it. What range from outside. What? Curry's got 10 points. And we're through 2 here in the quarter. Warriors ahead, up 4. And we'll be back right after halftime to get the third quarter underway.
And now, brought to you by Sprint. Fridays are made for basketball, and now, from the 2K Sports Studios, we're happy to bring you the halftime show. Out in Oakland, the Warriors are ahead against the Rockets. The assist total indicative of their unselfish play, spreading that ball around. Stephen Curry on cruise control in this one against Houston. He's got 10 points, and he's made some key plays in the assist department, too. A scrappy effort by Houston. They've looked to their bench for scoring, and it's paying big dividends. James Harden has been locked in so far. He's got 10 points, and as usual, he's been handing out a lot of assists. That's it for now. Thanks for stopping in with us. It's time to head back to Kevin Harlan, Steve Kerr, Clark Kellogg, and Doris Burke, who are all ready with the call for the second half. The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
It's been a back-and-forth game so far with no ground given through the first half. Third quarter starting here now. Really an incredible game from Stephen Curry.
I know we've said this many times before, but I'll say it again. He had a great first half, just an explosive offensive display there.
At the end of the day, I wouldn't be surprised if we're talking about what a great second half he had. He can usually keep it going for all 4 quarters.
Howard setting the pick for Lynn. Shot clock at 6. Offensive rebound. Tries again. Howard, that's good. Howard's got the first points to start out the third quarter for Houston.
If you battle for the offensive rebound and come up with it, you're guaranteed a high-quality shot on a follow just like he got there.
Back to Curry. From the arc. And another 3 for Golden State.
That's another assist for a team that is putting on the clinic on how to share the ball.
I just love the mentality. The shot isn't there. They're not forcing anything. They're moving it side to side, working to get a good shot.
And Parsons slams it in.
Incredible timing on the alley-oop.
He absolutely hammered it down.
And that's the play we're going to remember when this game is all said and done.
Pass to Bogut. Working on Howard. Throws it down. If the official calls the foul, it may be a 3-point play. That's on Dwight Howard. Well, now they're just going to town on it.
Yeah, you'd think these defenders would have done a little more to put a stop to that stuff, Kevin, but so far, no go.
Well, a phenomenal aerial assault there, fellas.
Free throw no good for Bogut.
You know, it's funny, you look at the Golden State Warriors, they've had the 3rd best home court advantage in the league over the last decade or so. Only the Rocky Mountain teams, Denver and Utah, were better. At Oracle, it's not the altitude, it's the crowd. One of the best in all of the NBA.
And Clark, as you were saying about the Warriors, they really feed off this home crowd. Steve, you said maybe the best in the NBA.
I think so, just in terms of the support they get, regardless of their success. You think back over the last 16, 17 years, the Warriors have only been in the playoffs twice, and yet the fans are there every single night going nuts. So now that they're a good team, I think this fan base is really going to come alive.
Rockets have gone 3 of 4 so far in the third quarter from the field. Pretty good start to the half. Tries to save it. Howard, guarded by Curry. Lynn kicks to Harden. Back to Lynn. Cousins outside. Feeds to Lynn. Fade away. And it's blocked by Curry. And they force the shot clock violation. Great team.
Oh, no, you hate to see that. Those are just the kind of errors that can cost you in a game like this.
2 minutes into the second half of play now.
Dwight Howard is a 3-time Defensive Player of the Year, and, you know, when he's healthy, he can really anchor a defense inside with his rebounding and shot block. A real force in the paint. He's played an important role in their offense today, guys. Without him, they may not be in the league.
Timeout called the Rockets. And Clark, for Howard, you said when he's right. But the last few seasons, Steve, I think that's become an issue. Injuries have been a problem.
For sure, his production has waned. He had the disc issue in his back that numbed out one of his legs last year, had to have back surgery. So, you think about everything else, the torn labrum in his shoulder. He's taken a pounding over the years. Not a good foul shooter, so people really hit him hard and forced him to the line. You wonder if maybe that has something to do with the injuries.
Harden kicks to Lynn. Lock at 6. It's rebounded by Golden State. Bogut's got 3 rebounds so far in the game. And a great assist by Curry as that one goes in. Curry's got 3 assists in the game. Thompson against Harden. Third quarter here, and 3 minutes have come off the clock. And the pass to Lynn. The Warriors pull it in. Lee's got his 3rd rebound tonight.
It's just been a brutal outing for him. He still hasn't managed to make a shot, and the team is struggling because of it.
And again, a few more points added to the lead. They might be ready to pull away here.
I wouldn't be surprised, Steve, as well as they've got it working right now, that could be the case.
Harden dishes to Harden. Oh, and there's the one-handed jam. Well, as far as the defense goes, Clark, that is not what's going to keep them in this league.
Yeah, but from the other perspective, you can see just how much that dunk pumped those players up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I agree, guys. I sense a little bit of a momentum shift here.
Timeout called the Warriors.
Houston might have made the playoffs in the West last season, guys, but it wasn't because they were beating up on their peers. They were 24-28 against the rest of the West. That's why they got the 8th seed.
And the Rockets making a change here. Warriors leading by 6. We've gone about 3.5 minutes into the third now. Curry kicks to Thompson. With the fadeaway. And he overshot that one, missing. You remember the Rockets last year when they were playing a lot of teams in the West near the end of the regular season. That was when they slipped, Steve, out of the 6th seed range down to number 8.
Well, of course, the West was really strong last year, Kevin, so it makes sense that you're going to struggle a little bit against all those good teams. But, no, Houston ended up being the only team in the West to make the playoffs with a sub-500 record against the rest of the conference.
Let's check in for Dwight Howard. Rockets trail by 6. There's 1:40 left to play in the third. Lynn against Iguodala. Takes a shot at the elbow. Another miss by Houston.
He's been anything but his usual self this quarter. It's actually been ugly to see.
This one for 3. Gets it to go. Iguodala's got 6.
Defense just has to fight over the top of those screens.
Especially when the ball is in his hand. I mean, he doesn't miss too many open shots. Iguodala seemed to be a 20-point-per-game kind of a player last season, another season where his scoring was helpful, but not where you thought it might be for a star player, but his game is not predicated on scoring. It's his all-around versatility that makes him star level.
Kicks it to Barnes. Lets it go with a three. Another three for Golden State.
Well, they've come out of halftime smoking hot from behind the arc.
Hey, trust me on this one, Park. They are going to continue to let him fly.
And for Iguodala last season, under 13 points a game.
But, Kevin, if you're just looking at the offensive numbers, you're kind of missing the point with Iguodala. He's a defensive-minded player. He can score, particularly in transition, but it's his defense, it's his rebounding, it's what he brings to the total game that sets him apart.
Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds. Parsons against Barnes. Gives him the lead pass. Rubs it in. It looks like a little deeper with the hanging finish.
Now, they're not backing off at all, are they?
Here is Harden. He's got 13. Misses the three. Here's Lee. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot two.
Way to play in attack mode and get inside.
And, you know, if you're on defense and you're going to foul, make sure it's a good one. They did, preventing the and one.
And the first one at the line is good. And the Rockets making a change here. And both free throws good for Lee. Here's Harden. No good. Well, through 3 quarters of play, down double digits, it may be difficult to overcome. Warriors lead by 13. And after a quick break, we're going to come right back with the start of the 4th quarter. And we welcome you back as we get going here in the 4th quarter. The final quarter of play can change everything. And a look at how the offensive approach has been going here so far for the Warriors.
Well, the great passing we saw in the first half has carried right over into the second.
Well, it's been a super performance from beyond the arc, too. I mean, they've been raining in those threes.
Thompson passes to Curry. Back to Thompson. 5 to shoot. And a great assist by Curry as that one goes in. Thompson's got the 4th quarter started here with a bucket for the Warriors. Thompson against Harden. Outside, Lynn. The three. He gets it to go.
Nice kick out after the defense had collapsed on him.
Warriors leading by 12. Outside Curry. Kroger with a screen on Lynn. Curry kicks to Thompson. There's the dish to Spates. Nice open look, but it's no good.
And the defense got away with a major lapse there.
Here's Howard, and he takes the feed in stride and slams it home.
Tell you what, Kevin, they'd love to see him get a lot more of those opportunities.
Clark, that deficit will go away quickly if he does.
And I like the way he capped that drive off, guys, with the one-hand punch.
Curry gets the screen from Spates. Curry attacking, and he drops him the layup off the glass. And the Warriors lead by 12.
Well, the pick worked really well there. Nice job taking it right to the 10 for the layup.
Now a timeout called by Houston. One guy who's been getting it done so far, Stephen Curry.
He's in one heck of a groove with the scoring. They're going to talk it over and try to figure out how to slow him down.
A moment to check in with Doris Brick. Doris?
Well, guys, Kevin McHale had some advice for the team in that last break. He let his players know that they've got to do a better job on defense. He said they're scoring any way they want. We've got to show some pride here. Let's make a stand defensively, get us stops, and get on a run of our own. Do they have it in them, Kevin?
He feeds it to Garcia. He dishes it to Usher. Lynn, a screen on Lee. A sheep. The basket drops, and he gets fouled on the shot. One free throw coming his way.
Defense has been a little soft, allowing them some operating room inside here in the second half, and they're taking advantage of it, which is what they should do. Well, you know, guys, the Houston fans could be forgiven for not having heard of Umir Ashik when the Rockets signed him as their starting center a season ago. He's a second-round pick out of Turkey in '08, a backup in Chicago, but he's quickly shown himself to be a key piece of this promising young core.
And you have to give the Rockets credit for going after Ashik, a player who never averaged more than 15 minutes a game in Chicago, a restricted free agent with the Bulls, and became a very important part for the Rockets.
Well, they clearly saw something special with Ashik. He's a great rebounder and defender, uses his body, understands angles, and plays that verticality really well as a defensive center.
Here's Iggy Bell.
He's very savvy in traffic. When he gets inside, has a kind of an uncanny way of shielding himself from contact and finding a way to finish at the rim.
And also, he's absolutely able to do some incredible things in the air. I mean, he can look like a gymnast sometimes, twisting his body, double clutching his shot. But he maintains a smooth approach to it all.
Curry dishes to Thompson. And it's going to be a goaltending call here, so they'll count the bucket.
He thought he had that one clean, but the ref saw it differently. They'll count the basket.
And the Rockets making a change here. Parsons is checked in. Rockets trail by 11. Outside, Lynn. From 13, and it's Houston with another.
Unstoppable offense from both teams. I love the pace this game has been played at.
So does everybody else in the building. This has been a fun one.
Warriors leading by 9. Timeout called the Warriors. Stolen by Jeremy Lin. Parsons outside. He passes to Harden. Dishes to Lin. Back to Harden. Lets it go from deep. And that's collected by Bogut. Bogut's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Iguodala outside.
I know I will, Kevin. That was special.
Oh, man, that was a circus dunk.
Harden against Thompson. He lobs it up. And Hauser with the stop.
Boy, the pass there floated up to the precise spot where it needed to be.
And no messing around in the finish, huh? He powers it through.
Sure didn't waste any time there.
I'll tell you what, that is going to be an alley-oop we'll see on the highlight reel the next few days.
Curry against Lane. And Ashik with the block. Parsons attacking. Pass to Ashik. Harden outside. In low to Howard. When he draws the foul, chance for another point at the free throw line. It's going to be on David Lee.
Flying high and throwing down the hard one-hander.
One of his favorite moves right there, guys.
And he does it as well as anyone. Tremendous skill in the air.
Free throw no good for Howard. Guys, a good chance for them to slow it down.
Yeah, I agree. Got to use some clock here.
Outside Curry. He kicks it to Thompson. Thompson off the pick from Lee. 6 to shoot. Controlled by Iguodala. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there. It goes on Chandler Parsons.
Yeah, the defender draped all over him.
Pretty plain and simple. Got him good there.
So the first one drops, and that stretches their lead to 8. And he is unable to get the second one. Rockets trail by 8. Harden with it, and it's Iguodala picking him up. Puts it up in 12. Harden, a follow-up champ.
They're not as aggressive from the outside here, but maybe they should think about stretching the defense a little bit, like they did in the first half. I mean, stretching the defense makes it easier to score inside, too.
It's Thompson off the drive. Lee gets the bucket.
Good job of spotting his teammate near the basket and zipping the pass right in there.
Timeout call for Rockets. They trail by 8. 56 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Here's Lynn. And they will get the basket here, folks, as they rule goaltender.
He almost got to that shot in time, but not quite. You can't touch the ball once it's on the way down.
And that call gets an instant reaction from the fans.
Well, that's a whistle that did not go over very well.
Out of bounds. Houston takes possession.
That is not a difficult pass. You'd think they could keep it in back.
There's 53 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. Howard, the pass to Harden. And he lobs it for the win. And it's Howard finishing it off.
You can see the eye contact there. Gave a little nod and then burst to the rim for the alley-oop slam.
No doubt, Clark. A pair of teammates with a terrific feel for each other out on the floor.
And what a play to make it a close game, a potential momentum builder.
Lynn against Curry. Hogan sets a screen for Curry. Now the feed to Iguodala. 4 on the shot clock. And the rebound goes to Hunt.
There was just enough defensive pressure to get him off balance and cause that shot to go awry.
Timeout call for Rockets. They're behind by 4. There's 21 seconds left to play here in the fourth. Houston's gone 2 of 3 in the fourth quarter from long range. Good shooting so far. And Parsons kicks to Harden. Shot by Watt. Yes! And he has brought them to within 2 points.
And that is the shot of the game.
Well, he's got the guts and courage to take it and the skill to make it.
And he commits the intentional foul.
Well, you do what you have to do to extend this game and try to get the ball back.
In this situation, clock management is crucial.
He drops the first one, and that makes it a 3-point lead. And so both free throws are good. And it's a 4-point ball game.
And that's exactly how you close a game out. Those free throws will bury them for sure.
side. Win.